Hello, English learners. Welcome back to English for Every Day. Today, I have something really special for you. We're going to dive into a personal and emotional story, my first day at college. And through this beautiful story, you'll also learn 5 useful English phrases that you can use in real-life conversations. Have you ever felt your heart racing before stepping into a brand new place, where no one knows your name and everything feels bigger than life? That was me, just a few years ago, standing outside the towering gates of Westbridge University on my first day of college. I had spent weeks imagining this moment. What I'd wear, how I'd smile, even how I'd introduce myself. But now, as I clutched my schedule and looked around at the sea of unfamiliar faces, all those plans vanished. I was excited, but more than anything, I was scared. Would I make friends? Would people laugh at my accent? Would I even understand the English spoken around me? You see, English wasn't my first language. I had studied it for years, but using it in a real-life college environment? That was a whole different challenge. Every sign, every conversation, every announcement felt like a little test, and I wasn't sure I was ready. And just like that, the story began. In today's video, you're not just going to hear about my first day at college. You're going to learn 5 incredibly useful English phrases, ones that I actually used or wished I had used during that day. These aren't textbook phrases. These are real everyday expressions that native speakers use constantly. You'll hear them in class, in dorms, in cafeterias, everywhere. By the end of this story, not only will you understand these phrases, you'll feel confident using them yourself. So stay with me as I walk you through the ups, the awkward moments, the tiny victories, and yes, even the embarrassing ones. Because in the end, it's not just a story, it's a lesson, and it all starts at the front steps of a college that would soon change my life. Let's dive into phrase number 1. The first challenge wasn't finding my classroom or remembering my schedule. It was finding someone to talk to. I stood near the main fountain on campus, pretending to scroll through my phone, hoping someone might notice me. People were chatting, laughing, walking in groups, and there I was, completely alone. Then I saw another girl standing by herself, looking just as nervous as I felt. Her backpack was zipped up tight, and she kept adjusting her sleeves like she didn't know what to do with her hands. I watched her hesitate, looking left and right like she was searching for an escape route. I knew that feeling all too well. I took a deep breath. This was my chance to break the ice. Now let's pause for a second. That phrase, break the ice, means to start a conversation with someone you don't know, especially when things feel awkward or tense. And believe me, that moment was a perfect example. So I walked up to her and said, "Hi, are you new here too?" She looked up, surprised, then smiled instantly. "Yes, I just moved here from another city. I don't know anyone yet." Just like that, the ice melted. We introduced ourselves, exchanged class schedules, and discovered we had 2 lectures together. She even invited me to walk to the first one with her. That simple phrase helped me take the first step, not just in a conversation, but into a friendship I still have today. Here's how you can use break the ice. The professor told a funny joke to break the ice. It's always tricky to break the ice at networking events. Bringing snacks is a great way to break the ice at meetings. It's used when you're entering a new social situation and want to ease the tension. It doesn't have to be dramatic. A smile, a greeting, or even a joke can be enough. Looking back, I'm so glad I didn't let fear stop me. Because the truth is, most people are just as nervous as you are. Everyone's waiting for someone else to make the first move. That day, I decided to be that someone. And lucky for me, I did. It made all the difference. After meeting my new friend, we headed toward our first lecture hall, or at least we thought we did. The campus was massive, and the buildings all looked kind of identical. Signs pointed in different directions, and the map we had made no sense at all. 10 minutes passed, then 15. We were clearly going in circles. My friend stopped and looked at me. "Do you think we're lost?" I laughed nervously. "I know we're lost." That's when I saw a girl walking toward us wearing a university lanyard and carrying a laptop. She looked like she knew exactly where she was going. I quickly stepped forward and said, "Hi, I'm a bit lost. Could you point me in the right direction?" She smiled and nodded. "Sure. Where are you trying to go?" I showed her my schedule. She pointed behind us and said, "You're really close. Just go back past the fountain and take a left. You'll see Lecture Hall B." In just a few seconds, the tension melted. Let's break that phrase down. "I'm a bit lost" is a polite and natural way to say you don't know where you are or how to get somewhere. "Could you point me in the right direction?" is a very soft, non-demanding way to ask for help. These are incredibly useful phrases, not just for campuses, but for airports, malls, or new cities. For example, "Excuse me, I'm a bit lost. Could you point me in the right direction to the main entrance?" "Sorry, I'm new here. Can you help me find the library?" The key is sounding respectful and calm. And trust me, people are usually happy to help if you just ask. That small conversation was the first time I truly used English with a stranger on campus. It gave me a confidence boost. I realized I didn't have to be perfect. I just had to be clear and kind. It's easy to panic when you're lost, especially in a new place. But one simple phrase, "I'm a bit lost," can turn confusion into connection. And sometimes that's exactly what you need. We finally made it to our lecture hall, just in time. Rows of students were already seated, laptops open, notes ready. I grabbed a spot near the back, still catching my breath. The professor walked in with a big smile and a booming voice. He was clearly excited. I was clearly overwhelmed. The lecture started fast, really fast. Slides flashing on the screen, academic words flying over my head, socioeconomic variables, interdisciplinary framework, quantitative methodologies. My fingers scrambled to keep up. I glanced at my new friend. She looked confused too, which weirdly made me feel a bit better. Then the professor paused, noticing some puzzled faces. He chuckled and said, "All right, bear with me. I know this is a lot. We'll go step by step." And just like that, I breathed again. That phrase, "bear with me," might sound strange at first. No, it has nothing to do with animals. It's actually a polite and friendly way to ask someone to be patient with you, especially when things are confusing or taking a bit longer than expected. The professor used it perfectly. He was asking us to stick with him, to be patient as he explained the material more clearly. You can use it too in many situations. For example, bear with me while I find the file. This explanation might be long, please bear with me. Can you bear with me for a second? I'm still learning this system. It's warm, it's human, and it shows that you care about the person you're talking to. After that moment, the lecture didn't feel as scary. The professor slowed down. He repeated key points. He even shared a personal story about how lost he felt on his first day of college. That little moment of vulnerability helped all of us connect, not just with him, but with each other. It reminded me that it's okay to admit when you're confused. In fact, it's necessary. Later that day, I found myself using the same phrase while asking a classmate to explain something. Can you bear with me? I'm still trying to get the hang of this. She smiled and said, Of course, we're all learning. It's amazing how one phrase can turn confusion into understanding. After the lecture, I felt like I'd survived a marathon. My brain was fried, my notes were messy, and I was starving. My new friend had another class, so I wandered into the campus cafeteria alone, hoping I wouldn't look as lost as I felt. I grabbed a tray, got in line, and stared at the endless food options like I was solving a puzzle. Then, out of nowhere, someone behind me said, "You look like you need help choosing." I turned around and saw a guy holding a tray, grinning. His tone was friendly, not teasing. "The chicken wrap is the safest bet," he added. I laughed. "Good to know. First day problems." "Same here," he said. "Mind if I join you?" We found a spot by the window, and that was the start of a totally unexpected conversation. We talked about food, classes, Netflix shows, even the weird smell in the science building. Time flew by. By the time lunch was over, it felt like I'd known him for weeks. That's when I thought, wow, we really hit it off. That's the phrase I want to teach you today. Hit it off. When you hit it off with someone, it means you connect instantly. You get along right away, like you're on the same wavelength from the start. Here are some examples. We hit it off the moment we started talking. My roommate and I hit it off so well, we're planning a trip together. They hit it off at the conference, and now they're business partners. It doesn't have to be romantic. It just means you clicked. No awkward pauses, no forced conversation, just natural, comfortable vibes. That lunch gave me something I didn't expect, a sense of belonging. It was the first time I laughed that day. The first time I didn't feel like the new girl. And all it took was someone willing to sit down and talk over chicken wraps. Later that semester, he helped me study for exams. I helped him with grammar. We even started a weekly coffee ritual. All because we hit it off on day one. It's funny how a stranger can become part of your story so quickly. The sun was beginning to set. Golden light poured through the tall glass windows of the library as I sat there, flipping through my notes from earlier. My brain was tired, my legs hurt from all the walking, and I had already refilled my water bottle 4 times. It had been a long, intense, overwhelming, but beautiful first day. I looked at the clock, 5:27 p.m. Just then, my phone buzzed. A message from the girl I had met at the fountain. "Want to grab coffee and call it a day?" I smiled. That phrase, "call it a day," felt so perfect in that moment. It means to stop what you're doing because you've done enough. You're finished for now. You're done working or trying for the day. It doesn't mean you've failed. It means you've reached a good stopping point. I texted her back, "Yes, definitely calling it a day." Let's look at how this phrase is used. We've done enough studying. Let's call it a day. The meeting went well. Shall we call it a day? You look exhausted. It's okay to call it a day. It's a gentle, polite way to give yourself permission to rest. And after everything I'd experienced, navigating a new campus, new people, new people, new fears, and a new language, I had earned that rest. As we sat at the cafe sipping iced coffee, I thought about everything that had happened. I had broken the ice, found my way through confusion, connected with strangers, and even hit it off with someone unexpected. I had used real English, made real connections, and for the first time in a long time, I felt proud. College was still a little scary. There were still a million things I didn't know. But I had made it through day one, and that meant something. I looked at my new friend and said, "We survived." She laughed. Barely, but yes. And with that, we clinked our coffee cups together. We had officially called it a day. So there it was, my very first day at college. A day that started with anxiety and ended with laughter, friendship, and new beginnings. But more importantly, a day that taught me 5 powerful English phrases, each one helping me connect, learn, and grow. Let's quickly review them. Break the ice. Start a conversation in an awkward or new situation. I'm a bit lost. Could you point me in the right direction? Ask for help clearly and politely. Bear with me. Ask someone to be patient while you explain or figure something out. Hit it off, instantly connect, or get along with someone. Call it a day, decide you've done enough, and stop for now. These aren't just phrases, they're tools for real life. They helped me survive my first day, and they'll help you too. If you found this story helpful, don't forget to like the video, leave a comment using one of today's phrases, and of course, subscribe for more real English through real stories. Because language isn't just about words, it's about people. And your story is just beginning.